I mean, Pat, you're married. Tom, you're married. If your husband's doing something, if he's allegedly doing something like this, you guys would know if your wives were up to some nefarious stuff. But let's just not forget who she is. She's been, for years, lecturing America about morality, inequality, systemic failures. And look at her track record. How many times has she had to go on in the past 2 months and look at the camera and do a legal apology for all the stuff that she said on the show?
Welcome back, everyone, to Glam Spill. Thanks for tuning in. Let's kick off the morning. The scandal started like any other, coffee in hand, scrolling through the latest headlines. But then, something caught my eye. The name Sunny Hostin popped up, and not for her usual fiery debates on The View. No, this time it was about her husband, Dr. Emmanuel Manny Hostin. And let's just say the headlines weren't exactly flattering. Dr. Hostin, a renowned orthopedic surgeon and the head of Hostin Orthopedic Ethics and Sports Medicine, suddenly found himself at the center of a full-blown legal firestorm. The allegations? Insurance fraud, illegal kickbacks, and, wait for it, being named in a massive RICO lawsuit alongside a staggering 180 defendants. That's not just a court case, it's an entire ensemble cast. But before we dive into the details, make sure to stay tuned, because this unfolding legal drama has more twists and turns than a Hollywood thriller.
I agree with mostly everything that's been said. I mean, we know that, only about 31% of Americans trust our healthcare system. We have a terrible healthcare system. And, doctors suffer because of big corporations as well. Doctors that want to do good, like my husband, operates on someone even though they don't have insurance and then has to sue health insurance companies to get paid for the work that he's been trained his whole life to do.
Let's break it down. The RICO Act, short for the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act, was initially designed to dismantle organized crime syndicates. Think of mob bosses, gangsters, and crime families. But this time, the ones under fire aren't lurking in dark alleyways. They're doctors, surgeons, and entire medical practices. Forget Goodfellas. This case plays out more like Grey's Anatomy, but with a heavy dose of fraud. As outlined in the lawsuit, Dr. Hostin and his associates were allegedly orchestrating a scheme to take advantage of the healthcare system. The claims suggest they received illegal kickbacks for conducting unnecessary surgeries and even charged insurance companies for procedures that may have never taken place. Picture this: patients being rolled into operating rooms, insurance companies footing the bill, and behind the scenes, money exchanging hands like a high-stakes poker game in the middle of a surgical ward. The lawsuit alleges that Dr. Hostin received incentives to recommend arthroscopic procedures, minimally invasive surgeries that use a tiny camera to examine joints. On the surface, these procedures seem completely legitimate, but according to the lawsuit, some of them may not have been medically necessary at all. That raises a major question. Were these patients truly in need of knee or shoulder surgeries, or was someone just chasing a paycheck? If these allegations hold up, this scandal could make a soap opera love triangle look mild in comparison. Just think about the level of betrayal. Patients putting their trust in their doctor, only to later discover they were nothing more than pawns in a financial scheme. This isn't just a breach of trust. It's the kind of deception that leaves lasting scars, both physically and emotionally. On the other side of this legal battle stands American transit insurance company, AdTech, the plaintiff claiming they've been defrauded out of millions. Their allegation? That they were billed for surgeries that either never happened or were completely unnecessary. It's like paying for a steak dinner and getting served tofu instead. But let's be real, insurance companies don't exactly have the cleanest track record either. AdTech, like many insurers, has faced its own share of accusations, underpaying doctors, denying claims, and using every loophole possible to avoid paying out. So the bigger question is AdTech truly trying to expose a massive healthcare scam? Or is this just a desperate move by a struggling company looking to shift the blame? Dr. Hostin's attorney, Daniel Whites, came out swinging. He dismissed the lawsuit as baseless, calling it a blatant attempt by AdTech to recover financial losses. His defense? That this entire case is nothing more than a last-ditch effort by a company on the verge of financial collapse. And just like that, the why spotlight shifted. The doctor accused of fraud was suddenly being framed as the real victim. It's a classic courtroom strategy. When you're under fire, the best defense is a strong offense. And trust me, this scandal is anything but cooling down. But wait, there's more. Media critics wasted no time ripping into The View, calling out what they see as blatant hypocrisy. They pointed out that Sunny Hostin has spent years publicly condemning people accused of the very same crimes her husband is now battling in court. Yet, while Dr. Hostin fights to clear his name, Sunny has remained noticeably silent, an unusual move for someone known for tackling tough issues head-on. Her sudden radio silence has both fans and critics raising eyebrows. She's never been one to shy away from controversy before, so why now? Is she standing by her husband, quietly distancing herself, or just waiting for her legal team to craft the perfect response? Speculation is running wild. Some believe she's staying quiet to protect her own public image, while others think she's trying to avoid becoming a target herself. Either way, her silence is speaking volumes. But here's the real bombshell. Dr. Hostin is just one of 180 defendants named in this lawsuit. This isn't just about one doctor. We're talking about surgeons, medical practices, and even entire hospitals. If these allegations hold up, this could go down as one of the biggest medical fraud scandals in history. An entire network of corruption systematically exploiting loopholes in the healthcare system to rake in millions. And who ends up paying? The price? Patients and insurance companies. It's like a heist movie, but instead of robbing banks, the targets are insurance premiums, and the masterminds are wearing white coats. But beyond the lawsuits and finger-pointing, this case forces us to confront a much bigger question. How much trust can we really place in our healthcare system when money seems to come before patient care? Because when doctors and insurance companies put profit over people, trust isn't just broken, it's shattered. Patients should never have to question whether their doctor has their best interests at heart. They walk into an office expecting care, not to be used as pawns in a financial scheme. Yet this lawsuit has raised serious concerns about whether some medical professionals have been prioritizing profits over patient well-being. If these allegations hold any truth, it means countless individuals may have undergone unnecessary procedures, not for their health, but for someone else's financial gain. The betrayal is staggering, but on the other side of the courtroom stands American transit insurance company, AidTech, which has its own cloud of suspicion hanging over it. If this lawsuit is nothing more than a desperate attempt to deflect from its own financial troubles, then we're looking at a legal battle where no one is truly innocent. AdTech has been accused of underpaying claims, exploiting loopholes to dodge payouts, and playing hardball with both doctors and hospitals. Could this lawsuit simply be a high-stakes distraction to keep the company afloat a little longer? If so, they're only throwing gasoline on an already raging fire, making an already tangled mess even harder to unravel. For now, everything remains in legal limbo. Dr. Hostin has not been convicted of anything. These are still just allegations. But with the case heading to court, one thing is certain: the drama is far from over. Both sides are gearing up for an all-out legal war, preparing to throw every resource they have into the fight. The prosecution is expected to present financial records, testimony from whistleblowers, and evidence of alleged fraudulent transactions. Meanwhile, the defense will do everything in its power to dismantle the case, questioning AdTech's motives and insisting the entire lawsuit is baseless. At the same time, the media frenzy surrounding this case is only intensifying. Every new development is being dissected, every legal maneuver scrutinized, and the View is under mounting pressure to address the situation, with many wondering how long Sunny Hostin can remain silent. Will she finally break her silence? If she does, what will she say? And if she continues to stay quiet, could that silence start to damage her credibility? But beyond the courtroom drama and media spectacle, this case has already done something significant. This case has cast a harsh light on an uncomfortable truth lurking within the healthcare and insurance industries. It has forced people to confront the unsettling reality that behind the sterile walls of hospitals and clinics, financial incentives may sometimes drive medical decisions more than patient care. And that's a terrifying thought. No matter how this case unfolds, it has already exposed deep cracks in a system that is supposed to be built on trust. If Dr. Hostin is guilty, then he's just one piece of a much larger issue, an industry where corruption can quietly thrive in the shadows. If he's innocent, then this lawsuit may be nothing more than a desperate power move by an insurance company fighting to stay afloat. Either way, one thing is clear: something is deeply broken. So, as we buckle up for the next phase of this scandal, one thing is certain: this isn't just another legal battle. It's a courtroom drama playing out in real time with lasting consequences. And with every new twist and turn, we'll be here, watching, analyzing, and trying to separate fact from fiction. Because at the end of the day, this case isn't just about one doctor or one insurance company, it's about the future of healthcare itself. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. More videos are on the way. See you in the next one.